choke, and in some cases pull the beard of the paying dhimmi, who might even be required to approach the official on all fours in bestial fashion.
Put simply, conquered non-Muslims like us must pay for our lives, which would otherwise be forfeited to the Muslim conquerors.
Instead of taking our lives, they took our money. Our lives and possessions are protected only by the payment of jizya.
Past and increasingly present, Muslims profited immensely by exacting jizya from conquered peoples. For instance, Amr bin al-As, the companion of Prophet Muhammad who conquered Christian Egypt in the early 640s, tortured and killed any Christian Copt who tried to conceal his wealth. When a Copt inquired of him,
"How much jizya are we to pay?"
the Islamic hero replied,
"If you give me all that you own, from the ground to the ceiling, I will not tell you how much you owe. Instead, you, Christian Copts, are our treasure chest, so that if we are in need, you will be in need. And if things are easy for us, they will be easy for you."
Yet even that was not enough. Caliph Uthman later chided Amr bin al-As because
Another governor of Egypt had managed to increase our treasury twice as much as you had. You had to milk the camels, the Christians of Egypt, to produce more milk.
Years later, yet another caliph, Suleiman Abdul Malik, wrote to the governor of Egypt advising him,
"You better milk the camel more until it gives no more milk, and until it milks blood."
Little wonder Egypt went from being almost entirely Christian in the 7th century to today having a mere 10%, and steadily dwindling thanks to ongoing persecution, Christian minority. Related to the idea of institutionalized jizya is the notion that non-Muslims are fair game to plunder whenever possible. According to the jizya entry in the original edition of the Encyclopedia of Islam, first published in 1913, with or without doctrinal justification, arbitrary demands for money appeared at times. Even that medieval traveler, Marco Polo, whose chronicles appear impartial, made an interesting observation concerning the Muslims in Tauris, modern-day Iraq, in the 13th century.
According to their doctrine, Islam, whatever is stolen or plundered from others of a different faith is properly taken, and the theft is no crime. Whilst those who suffer death or injury by the hands of Christians during the course of a plunder-driven raid are considered as martyrs. These principles are common to all Saracens Muslims.
All this is echoed in recent times by the words of Sheikh Abu Ishaq al-Huwaini, spoken a few years ago, concerning what the Muslim world should do to overcome its economic problems.
فنحن في زمان الجهاد وقد أظلنا زمان الجهاد والجهاد في سبيل الله متعة الصحابة كانوا يتسابقون عليه. هو احنا الفقر اللي احنا فيه الا في سبب ترك الجهاد؟ مش كنا لو كل سنة عمالين نغزو مرة ولا 2 ولا 3 مش كان هيسلم الناس كثيرون في الارض؟ واللي يرفض هذه الدعوة ويحول بيننا وبين دعوة الناس نجي نقاتله وناخذوه نسرى وناخذ اموالهم واولادهم ونسائهم، وكل دي عبارة عن فلوس. كل واحد مجاهد كان بيرجع من الجهاد وهو جيبه مليان. ليه معاه 2 3 شحطة و3 4 نسوان و4 ولاد، تضرب كل رأس 300 درهم ولا 300 دينار ولا حاجة، تطلع جمالية كويسة. لو هو راح عشان يعمل خطة تجارية في بلاد الغرب عمره ما يعمل الأموال دي، وكل ما يتعذر ياخد راس يبيع ويفك أزمته ويبقى له الغللة.
So, it was for well over a millennium, Muslim rulers and mobs extorted money from infidels under their sway as a legitimate way to profit. Much of this financial fleecing came to an end thanks to direct European intervention. Beginning in the mid-19th century, one Muslim region after another abolished the jizya and gave non-Muslims unprecedented rights, originally to appease Western powers, later in emulation of Western governance. The Ottoman Empire's Hat-i-Humayun decree of 1856 abolished the jizya in many Ottoman-ruled territories. Elsewhere in the Muslim world, the jizya was gradually abolished wherever Western powers were present. Today, however, as Muslims reclaim their Islamic heritage, often to the approval and encouragement of a West, now under the spell of multiculturalism, jizya, whether institutionalized as under the Islamic State or as a rationale to plunder infidels, is back. Even in the West, in 2013, a UK Muslim preacher who was receiving more than £25,000 annually in welfare benefits referred to British taxpayers as slaves and explained,
We take the jizya, which is our haq anyway. The normal situation, by the way, is to take money from the kafir, isn't it? So this is the normal situation. They give us the money, you work. Give us the money, Allahu Akbar. We take the money.
academic lies about jizya. Yet if Muslims, from Islamic State jihadis to Egyptian university professors, know the truth about jizya, the West is today oblivious thanks to its leading authorities on Islam, Western academics and other experts and talking heads. Consider the following excerpt from John Esposito, director of the Prince Al-Walid Center for Muslim Christian Understanding at Georgetown University, and a widely acknowledged go-to source for anything Islamic.
In many ways, local populations, the Christians, Jews, and others, found Muslim rule more flexible and tolerant than that of Byzantium and Persia. Religious communities were free to practice their faith, to worship and be governed by their religious leaders and laws in such areas as marriage, divorce, and inheritance. In exchange, they were required to pay tribute, a poll tax, or jizya that entitled them to Muslim protection from outside aggression and exempted them from military service. Thus, they were called the protected ones, or dhimmi. In effect, this often meant lower taxes, greater local autonomy.
Despite the almost gushing tone related to Muslim rule, the idea that jizya was extracted in order to buy Muslim protection from outside aggression is an outright lie. Equally false is Esposito's assertion that jizya was paid to exempt them, non-Muslims, from military service, as if conquering Muslims would even want or allow their conquered infidel subjects to fight alongside them in the name of jihad without first converting to Islam. In reality, and as demonstrated above via the words of a variety of authoritative Muslims, past and present, jizya was and is indeed protection money, though protection not from outsiders, as Esposito and others claim, but from surrounding Muslims themselves.
Whether it is the first caliphate from over a millennium ago, or whether it is the newest caliphate, the Islamic State, Muslim overlords continue to deem the lives of their infidel subjects forfeit unless they purchase it, ransom it with money.
Put differently, the subjugated infidel is a beast to be milked until it gives no more milk till it milks blood, to quote the memorable words of an early caliph.
There is nothing humane, reasonable, or admirable about demands for jizya from conquered non-Muslim minorities, as the academics claim.
Jizya is simply extortion money. Its purpose has always been to provide non-Muslims with protection from Muslims. Pay up, or else convert to Islam, or else die.
Shut up! You just shut up and pay up, okay?
In short, jizya is yet another ugly fact of Islam. Add to offenses jihad, imperialism, misogyny, slavery, etc. One that, distort as they may, the academics cannot whitewash away, even as the world stands idly by watching its resumption in the 21st century.